Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while, isn't it, since I've done a video over here. Yeah, various things, various reasons, but so I'm just kind of doing like a little bit of a falling off the bed, a little bit of a, what should we call it, an all-encompassing kind of just to catch up with you, chatty video that is Christmas themed in June. Cause me love Christmas. So yeah, Christmas is sort of is always on my mind because I am a, keep the spirit alive kind of person. But we had a sort of a busy a little busy period, and I just found myself kind of being a bit overwhelmed with everything that was going on. Some of it is very privileged and self-inflicted, which I can't complain about. We've had a couple of holidays, which is, awesome. So yeah, that's a privilege thing. So I can't complain about that, but that just sort of took up some headspace, and then some other bits and bobs going on in like our personal life and business and all that. And anyway, I just kind of like, you can, you could only do so much, right? It kind of, yeah. I only do so much. So some stuff had to take a back seat, and unfortunately that was this channel. So I'm thinking about shutting the window a bit, because the curtain a bit, because it's quite bright. I'm just trying to work out which curtain it is, like where is that sun? And it feels awful, doesn't it? Because like you want the sun, so is that a bit less glary? And I also want the light so that my video isn't too dark. How is that? Is that better? Is that better? That's a bit better, yeah. I'm not so squinty, but yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you want the light, but you don't want to be squinty. So yeah, it sort of took a bit of a back seat really, but it's kind of been on my mind about coming back, and it's not for want of content ideas, because believe me, I have like a massive list of content ideas. It's literally just been a case of having the mojo, I guess, kind of like the sort of the time as well, because having had a couple of holidays, having had some time off, it's like, I've got to catch up with work. So yeah, so hopefully I'm going to start making some videos soon. And I also really want to prioritise Christmas in July, because normally, historically, that is when I have launched my like new products on my Mrs. Brimble's shop, like new Christmas products. So I'm conscious that is coming very soon, but equally I don't want to put loads and loads of pressure on myself, because I just, do you know what I mean? Because your mental health and sanity is like the most important thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna have it on in the background, as I'd really like to do Christmas in July products, but we'll see how we go. I need to kind of like get the creative brain engaged in that area again, and part of that is looking at Christmas content. Kind of getting the Christmas vibes again. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, I have mentioned it before, I think. I have written a children's book. I've actually written two. One of them I decided to go back to the drawing board and rewrite a lot of it, and so that is well and truly been parked. The other one is written and edited and ready to go in terms of the text, and yeah, if you don't know that I'm an illustrator, that is my job. I'm an illustrator, and I have been working on illustrating it. Now, again, that has sort of taken a bit of a back seat, so I want to try and pick that back up again. I've got a few illustrations that are done, like I've got a few like final pages that are done, so that's quite exciting. It's a picture book. It's a children's picture book. Well, a picture book. Let's not limit it to children, shall we? Because I'm a 42-year-old person and I love a picture book. um, so yeah, that's something else I'm working on, and I want to try and pick that up. I did, like at the start of the year, I was all systems go and I was doing really well at it, and I was like on target for hopefully publishing. I was going to self-publish, and I was hopefully going to self-publish for July. But yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen now. But equally, you know, it's not the be-all and end-all. For me, doing the book was something, yes, if I make money from it, awesome, like totally good. But for me, like the book it was something like an ambition thing, like a goal of mine. I've always wanted to write and illustrate and publish a book, so that's more of why I'm doing it rather than a work thing. So yeah. So that's that. Craft wise, I've got like a few ideas and I want to show you something. Again, I don't know, this might take me the rest of the year to do this, or I might never do it, or I might do it. It's for fun, for myself, so I'm not gonna put like loads of pressure on myself, but I want to show you something. It's very dusty, but it is very awesome. Let me see if I can put that there so you can see it's got a hole. So if you don't know what it is, it is an old clock. So one day, I can't remember what I was doing or where I saw it now, but on my internet travels, I came across some little clocks, some clocks where people had made diorama scenes in them of like little mice with beds and things like that. And you know, I thought, oh, that was really cute and lovely and I love it, and I sort of saved the pictures of them because I thought they were adorable. As you do, you know, and I'm always looking at different craft things, thinking, oh, that'd be cool to do, that'd be nice, etc. And then, you know, time goes on, and then my very old school friend, unfortunately, she lost her grandma. Her grandma passed away, and we were talking one day, and she was saying about the big job it is to clear out the house, and she said that there were so many clocks, and I was like, try and be sensitive here, but I've heard the word clocks. Anyway, we've been friends for years, and I did say to her, I said, like, you know, obviously, you know, some of them are worth quite a lot of money because her grandma and her granddad used to collect clocks, but like do them up and repair them and sell them on. So I said, like, you know, obviously, you know, sell them, you know, but if there's any that you want to find, you know, you're just dumping or whatever, please dump them my way. So she very kindly gave me like quite a few actually of like the wooden shells, ones without clock bits in. And this one is, I would say this one is probably the most decorative of them all. It's not complete, as you can see, it's got a hole there, whereas here it's got the grid, and here it's got these wooden decorative pieces, whereas this side it doesn't. But anywho, this I thought might be quite a nice little project. I could see in here a little mouse sitting room, a Christmas sitting room, and I thought I could probably try and like get some lights in there or something. So this is like a little craft project, a little DIY crafty project that I would like to try and do this year. So whether I do it or not, I'm not sure. I want to try, but you can only do so much, can't you? You know, I'm a mother, but I'm a home educating parent, so I'm literally like in the day, most of the daytimes I am with the children, home educating them, and I also run a business and work, so and then there's also having a family and a relationship and housework and all those other things, as you well know, if you're an adult, all that adulting stuff, and then obviously having some relaxation time for myself. So this would come under like the relaxation time for myself. So it's one of those things, like instinctively, I'm like, I want to film that as a process video for YouTube. But then on the other hand, I'm like, it then doesn't get done because, you know, to have to sort of think, right, I'm only going to work on that when I can make a YouTube video doesn't really then get done, if you see what I mean. Whereas like, if I can just work on that in little bits in the evening or while my children are doing craft projects, then it'll get done. So that's probably how I'm going to do it, is I'll probably just work on it, and then maybe I'll do like a, if I can take like little snippets with my phone and then make a, like, kind of put it together at the end as a video. I'm going to try and do that. But yeah, that's going to be an in-depth one. I do have an idea as well for like a smaller one, but I might do that as more of like a little winter scene, because I've got some smaller clocks as well, just like a little winter scene. So hopefully that will be coming up at some point, but that's like, you see, can you tell I'm pumped for it? So I'm getting the dopamine hit just by thinking about it and talking about it, but it's doing it. It's putting it into practice. I've got some more books. I did show one of the books on Instagram the other day. I've got this one. It's by Heidi Swain. I've read a couple of her books. I've got some right down there beside my bed that are in my to be read pile. I've kind of had a bit of a break from Christmas books, which is bizarre. Sorry, my hood. I've just realised my hood's bothering me. There we go. I've had a bit of a break from Christmas books because I bought at Christmas at a church fete, I bought a book series. So I've been reading the book series, but also on Audible, I've also been listening to a very long book series. Like there's 6 books and each book is like 40 hours long. So I kind of haven't done any book review videos because I haven't really been reading any Christmas books. But once I have finished those series I don't know, I'm then going to get back into reading my Christmas books again, because I've missed it, and I've got a load like stacking up. The problem is I am a book lover, I am a bookworm. Please feel free to follow me on Goodreads if you'd like to. I am a bit of a bookworm. I do love my books. And this is the problem I have in the evening is, you know, like this last week, we've been having a bit of a Harry Potter movie marathon with my daughter. And this is the problem, when you've only got so much time in the evening, I'm like, books, craft, or TV, you know, films. I'm not a big TV watcher, but in general, but we're having this movie marathon. So there's only so much time in a day, isn't there? So it's like trying to like juggle all the things that I want to do. So yeah, I am going to get back into my Christmas books again. This one went to took the kids to the library. We're regular library goers. It says $5.99 on here. I tell you what, this book doesn't even look like it's been read. There's no creases, nothing, no page. Like, it's got battered from being moving around my house. But they had a box of books. It's only a little library. A box of books with 5 books for £1. What the? I only bought 4 books, which my kids were like, but you can get 5 for £1. I was like, well, I don't want 5, I only want 4. But I still paid the £1. And this was one of them, so yeah. Only cost me 25p, so bargain. So it is called Underneath the Christmas Tree. And I didn't actually even, this is the first time I'm going to be reading the back, okay? Because it was only 25p, that is why I decided to purchase it, because I was like, I'm not really losing anything, and I can always move it on. Oh, showing a bit of lace. I can always move it on. My mother-in-law likes books like this, you know. So, are you ready? Winter's Trees is the home of Christmas, but for Liza Winter, it's a millstone around her neck. The Christmas tree farm was her father's pride and joy, but now he's gone. She can't have anything to do with it. Until her father's business partner decides to retire, and she must go back to handle the transition to his son Ned. When Liza arrives, she discovers a much-loved business that's flourishing under Ned's stewardship, and she's happy to stay and help for the Christmas season. But then she has other plans. Will the place where she grew up make her change her mind? And can it weave its Christmas cheer around her heart? So that sounds quite good. Pipe dream, I would absolutely love to have a Christmas tree farm. It'll probably never happen, I say pipe dream, but you know, I do really enjoy reading things about Christmas tree farms. So I did read a book about Christmas tree farms before, and I can't remember what it was called, but I did recommend it because I did like it, even though it was a romance and it was obvious that they were going to fall in love. I still liked it. I used to, if you followed this channel, you probably know that I used to be sort of quite anti romance novels, and now I'm sort of getting into them. I wouldn't say I'd read them all the time. I like to have something that's not a romance like dotted in, but I am getting into them. And then I have another new thing. I saw this book. It's called Merry Midwinter. Both Seasonal Living with Leo and The Christmas Prepper both had this, I think, on their Instagram accounts. And I saw it and I was like, ooh, that looks good. Looks right up my street. So I didn't buy it. I added it to my Amazon wish list. So my mother-in-law, she has access to our Amazon wish lists, and she sort of thought that I needed a bit of a pick-me-up. Plus, she was also saw it and was hoping that she thought if she bought it for me, then she'd be able to borrow it. So she gave me this as a little gift just yesterday, as I'm recording this video. It was yesterday, but it's pointless me telling you what day that was, because when you watch this video, it'll be whenever, you know. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. It's Merry Midwinter by Gillian Monks. And it says, this year, look afresh at what midwinter truly means to you. How can you step back from the commercial jamboree and rediscover and share the authentic, joyful significance, beauty and relevance of the season? Make your own decorations, gifts, games and simple seasonal recipes from years gone by. So that sounds absolutely beautiful. I was going to see if there's any illustrations or anything, but there's not any illustrations in there. But I am super duper looking forward to reading that. And it reminds me of a book which is actually just here next to my bed. I have a few special books, so hang on. I grabbed two then together. This one, now it is very beaten up, as you can see, and it's been very well used, because I've had this quite a few years, and I've read it in the bath and all over the place. So yeah, I've had this since new. But so I was just looking at when it was written, because I had it since it first came out, 2019. Gosh, that's not that old. It's not that old, but it's been very well loved. So it's Beth Kempton, The Calm Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now, if books, because it's dusty, well, I didn't know it was so dusty up there beside my bed. If books are not your jam, but this is something that sounds interesting to you, she does have a podcast on Spotify by the same name. So yeah, you can listen to it. I think she only sort of does the podcast near Christmas time. She's done it for like 2 years, I think. But yeah, and in her podcast she does talk about the book. So yeah, I highly recommend this book. I will pop a link below for you so that you can go and check it out. This has got a lot of blurb on the back there. So Calm Christmas and a Happy New Year offers inspiration for a new kind of holiday season, one where you radiate calm and cultivate delight. Spanning late November to early January, Calm Christmas embraces the festive build-up, the celebrations and the turn of the year in a holistic, nurturing way. Beth Kempton will whisk you away from the frenetic energy, I love that word, frenetic energy of the high street, and invite you to come sit a while by the fire, pausing to explore what a more mindful festive season could mean for you. Full of personal stories, tips and advice for slowing down, staying calm and connecting with others, it offers a welcome retreat from the pressure to create the perfect Christmas. At its heart, Calm Christmas is about well-being in winter, which will encourage you to use this time of natural hibernation to germinate new dreams and nurture a beautiful life in the year ahead. Instead of entering January exhausted, in debt, and already regretting broken resolutions, you will begin the new year with precious memories, feeling rested, rejuvenated, and inspired. So there we go. I do wholeheartedly recommend that book. This happened to be pulled off with it. They're not all Christmas books by the side of my bed. I just have like some of my favourites, like mainly all the hardback Hygge books, because I like those. But this is a nice book, Decking the Halls. This wasn't supposed to be a book chat video, but there we go. And it's just got like just bits and pieces, like bits on like the Yule log and things like that. So that is a nice, really nice book too, but that happened to be pulled off by accident. So there we go. So yeah, I've got a new craft project. And I've got 2 new books to read, as well as all my other books from when I did that book haul with you. I haven't bought anything for Christmas. It's been I've got itchy nose. It's been an up and down kind of year this year, as I think a lot of people with the cost of living and everything have probably found. Our working situation has changed as well. So my husband's dropped down some of his hours, and I'm self-employed and he's part-time self-employed with, so with Mrs. Brimble's, we both work on that together. So we are self-employed, but the problem with self-employment is you don't have a regular salary. It's like this, woo. So it just takes like a period of adjustment, and we've had quite a few things we've had to buy this year. Big things. Number 1, we have 2 vehicles, right? One of them totally died, and it was an old car, and the cost of repairs were way more than the actual car it was worth. So that, bless it, went off to the scrapyard. So we had to buy a new car. Now that is quite a significant purchase, and our other vehicle now needs new tyres and goodness knows what else. So that's a camper van. So the camper van does a lot of miles. So yeah, and it's June and we've already had two holidays, and I don't know, there's just been lots of bits and pieces that have needed to be paid for this year already. It's just gone a bit like, rah! But I'm mindful that time is like catching away, and like you may have seen in previous videos that I've done, I prefer to do my shopping pre-November, potentially pre-October, because I find that a lot of the good stuff gets put away in shops, and they bring out the gift sets. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with gift sets if you like gift sets, but we are not a gift set fan in this house, because most of the time, like particularly for, say, my husband, he doesn't play golf, he doesn't go fishing, he doesn't play football. He is into gardening and surfing and hiking, that sort of thing. But gift sets tend to be things like football, golf, fishing, that kind of thing. So that's sort of all out. And I also find that a lot of the time you just pay extra for the packaging and the way it looks. So I don't like that. And so I like to do my shopping sort of before, those things all come out. I quite like a gift set for myself. I always have. I've always loved it. Like boots, for example. I've always loved the Boots catalogue. I personally am really into little bags and pouches, like toiletries bags, cosmetic pouches, that kind of thing, because I use them a lot, either for my pencil cases or for bits and bobs. I use them a lot. So I am quite a fan of a gift set, because I do usually like the cosmetic purse, toiletries bag that comes in them. And also I'm quite basic with my toiletries like the rest of the year. So I do quite like being given a gift set, because it's usually a little bit more luxurious or something that I wouldn't necessarily buy myself. So I like them, but other people don't. But also because during like the summer and things, we often, we're traveling around and we go on holiday and stuff. Like last year, for example, we went on September we went to Scotland for 2 weeks. I actually did quite a lot of Christmas shopping in Scotland because there were things more suitable for us there. Just listening to see whether there's any little ears around. Because if I tell you sort of the things I bought, then that could give away certain childhood belief systems. So things like my youngest was obsessed by looking for Nessie while we were on holiday. And every loch that we were near, she was like, is Nessie in there? Or like, she was looking for mermaids. And so I bought her a t-shirt with a Nessie and a mermaid on, and the national animal for Scotland is unicorn. Well, both my kids love unicorns, and so there was tons of unicorn things, and just, because we were kind of like in and around sort of hiking areas, there were like hiking shops and things, so that was really good for my husband and things like that. So yeah, I ended up doing quite a lot of my shopping, quite a few bits of shopping in Scotland. So yeah, I like to try and keep an open mind while I'm around and about, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's back on the periphery. Pretty much most of our birthdays in this house are done. Just got the husband's. He's August. The girls and I are between January and May. So there's 3 birthdays in that time period, which is also tricky. So yeah, as I say, it's been like a lot of things to pay for financially in the first bit of the month, nearly half the month. So yeah, so from now on in, boom, I'm back in action. So back, hopefully, touch wood, all the big financial things are kind of done now. So things will settle down so I can then start thinking about purchasing things. I have had I do keep Amazon, as I talked about this before, I do keep Amazon wish lists for our entire family, purely because my mother-in-law, they're in their 70s. She's going to kill me if she watches this video. They're in their 70s and she finds purchasing from Amazon really easy. It's not too technical. And my parents live abroad, so it's really easy for them just to buy from our Amazon lists and have it delivered here. And an Amazon list, I can just share it with like family. So we've got like a family WhatsApp chat, and like, in the autumn I'll just kind of like share the kids lists in there. So I've had a spring clean, summer clean of the Amazon wish lists. Because not, people use the Amazon wish list, but sometimes they would like use them as like ideas, but buy the products from a different company or whatever, which is absolutely fine. So but obviously sometimes then those products will still be on the list, or so they might have already had that item, their tastes might have changed, they might not be into that item anymore, the price might have gone like, really fashionable or something, and I'm like, whoa. I tend not to clear out based on price, because I do know that things fluctuate and come back down again. But yeah, I've had a spring clean of the Amazon wish lists and taken out anything they've already got or stuff that they're not into anymore. Clothes, I do put clothes on their wish list as well. Both of my kids love getting clothes, are really into clothes. But I just check like the ages that I've got on their clothes, because they might have grown, and sometimes they're not always in line with their age, or they've suddenly shot up or whatever. So yeah, I just had just this week, I had a spring clean of the Amazon wish list, so that and I think that's probably why my mother-in-law saw this, because it got added. And I'm not sure whether she's got like a notification that when new things get added to a list or not, potentially, because so yeah, I've had a good spring clean of the Amazon wish list so that they're ready to go. And I just, if I see things that when we're out and about, whatever, but because I don't necessarily have the money, there right at the time we see things, or maybe I want to look a bit more in depth into the product, I will just add the product to the Amazon wish list. But then sometimes I'll perhaps come home and, like, you know, it's okay if someone buys that thing, but like if I'm buying that thing, I might have, you know, might have just added it to the wish list to kind of like look at later or what have you. So yeah, just kind of, I probably need to set up another wish list that's just a Anna to look at later kind of one, but I don't. I just sort of add them to their lists. So we each have a list each. I also have another list for the little bits and bobs, the stocking fillers, that I wouldn't necessarily want other people to buy them because I would potentially buy them, or, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, I've had a good old sort out and spring clean of the lists. So they're all ready to go. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. So I better stop talking as we're now at half an hour. So this was a lot longer than I was thinking. And I'm going out in a mo, so I've got to get ready. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I won't leave it so long before doing another video. But I would really like to chat to you guys and find out where you're at with your Christmas planning, your Christmas stuff. Where are you at? You know. So let's chat. See you soon. Bye.